Hello, fellow gamers. I'm Gloryhound, and this is
Dr. Gloryhogg.
Dr.
Professor Admiral Gloryhogg.
How do you feel about that yawn there, Doctor?
Doesn't affect me.
Was it nice? Was it nice?
Does
it make you feel like you... Is your jaw flexing? Are
No.
you trying to block the yawn out?
I got a yawn vaccine, okay? I'm immune to yawns now.
That's not how that works.
It's true.
Hello to our chat today. It looks like we have...
Oh, good luck.
A long list of people.
Yeah.
Kabuki Kid, Andrew, Omar, Battlecry, Petter, Jim, Omar. Did I already say? I might have already said Omar.
Dr. Gloryhogg.
Battlecry. I already said Battlecry. Who else? I feel like I'm missing people.
Probably.
I'm missing so many people.
Thank you,
I'm so
everybody
sorry.
that showed up live. We really appreciate it. We want to know what you guys think about all of these games. We're going to start off with Floriferous.
You're just going to get right into it like that? We're not going to talk about anything? You just want to get right into the Kickstarters. That's it?
I might get a haircut on Monday as long as I get my vaccine on Sunday. That's all I have to input.
Okay.
I'm going to get my second haircut of the pandemic. You're welcome.
I know. I need a haircut too. Like, geez. Like...
Yeah, Omar got his name twice. The 2 times achievement. That's like 10, 10 trophies on Xbox.
Is it really? You get like the little icon?
It was like 100 G's on. It's been a while since I played Xbox. Mm-hmm. It's the trophy system on PlayStation. Totally different achievement system. It's completely different. It's how many trophies you can get. I used to be so obsessed with that and trying to like 100%
that's in a small talk. We already passed. No, we already passed the small talk and we already went over to this. Then we already did the small talk.
I used to be so obsessed with trying to get 100%. On like the Xbox achievements and everything, being like, oh, 100% in that game. And now I'm like old and I'm like, I mostly beat that game. It's time to move on. I ain't got that kind of time now to grind out achievements.
You should have got this out during our pre-show show.
Floriferous. Sounds like the name of a dragon. Floriferous.
All right, everyone. Today we're talking about Floriferous. This is by Pencil First Games, which I love. I love Pencil First Games. It should be for 1 to 4 players. Should last about 20 minutes.
Should. There's a lot of shoulds in there.
This has a lot of interesting things going on. So you're going to be laying out your cards here. It's going to be a set collection game where you're trying to get cards from the pattern that's out there, except you're going to be placing your token down, and then that counts as where you start for like the next round. So you're placing it down to get stuff, but also you're placing it down for your turn order next round. Turn order next round. Doctor, what do you think about this game?
It's got flowers. It's a set collection game, right? So I generally like set collection games, but I don't have a bunch of them. I think like Kawaku was probably the last one we played that was a set collection game.
Okay.
Right? And so I like that this has, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the same gaming design space of like a Kawaku and like maybe like a Tussie Mussie where...
Or like Herbaceous.
You're trying to gain, well, probably Herbaceous, yes. Where you're trying to gain flowers, which don't innately give you points, because they give you points towards your bouquet, but you have to like draft that bouquet card also, and then there's mini goals at the bottom, and plus there's like goals at the top you're trying to do. So there's like a lot of different ways to score points, which I think will make this set collection game maybe stand out over some of the other ones that are more simple.
Okay.
They're just like, you're trying to get this goal first. Like that's very set, like I know I want this and you want this, but if there's like the group goals at the top, you can get private goals, you've got bouquets you're trying to fulfill. I think if you've got that much different stuff, although it's a competitive game, you're probably not fighting over the same exact cards. You're not frustrated the same way, right?
Ooh,
like Kawaku, I'm like, you took my turtle!
We'll never play again because of that turtle.
That was a quote directly from my child.
You have to actually go ahead and get
they were like,
4.
You took my turtle. They were mad.
You have to get at least 4 of the turtles for your pond in Kohaku. So
that's not true. That's a rule you made up. That's not an actual rule, people. You don't have to do that.
Do you have any gray coupon for this game?
Coupon and you slide it over. That's what we need is fancy hats.
I'm totally down for this pesky guest solo play. Like,
yeah,
I want to play solo play so hard on this game right now, just because I like want this little raven crow thing. Like,
that's the only reason.
And well, it's super cute. It's super cute. So you're gonna get a bunch of like little mini sort of expansion-y things with this game too, I believe. So
plus, you get that free teacup.
And
that's not true.
You know what? They did so much good stuff in this game. I just want to talk about how well they did this game. One, beautiful, beautiful art by a female artist in this game. They have lots of reviewers of all ethnicities and genders and everything.
Tons of reviewers,
like,
everyone.
Pencil First, just mwah. They did a Jeff's Kiss on this Kickstarter. I'm
What's
so
the third
excited
thing?
about it. And they had a interesting game.
And they had an interesting game. A really interesting game, everybody. Thank you very much.
Plus, the other games that they've made and everything I've been super happy with. Like, this one seems like a super chill game. I don't know if it's going to be everybody's cup of tea, but it's going to be perfect for tea time.
It's not actually a tea game, you know that, right?
I know, but like somebody in the comments had said something about tea. Andrew said something about tea. I want to play tea and I want to play this, or I want to drink tea and I want to play this game. Maybe I'll play tea and drink the game. I don't know. That's it. Let's start over.
Yeah, just refresh. That's the problem with being live, is we can't take back any of the ridiculous stuff we've
Whenever
said.
ridiculous stuff happens, it just happens.
That's just it.
That's a game you want to play in your bay window and look out the window every now and then and smile. Aww.
Not sure if it's ever one vase of flower.
Aww.
Prosperity.
Except in Arizona, we would just look over and then like we'd see the tumbleweed roll by and we'd be like, oh.
Alan's going to get it right on the third try, which is funny because he's writing in chat. Oh, Alan.
Oh,
You should have just stuck with it, Alan. You had it. Did you know that Kevin Smith now uses that as a phrase on his video podcast?
What?
Jeff's Kiss. I did not know that.
What?
I mean, he might have got it from us. Who knows? We've never heard it before, so I don't know. Maybe it's one of those
Does he really?
like minds things. I also like myself delivery ice cream, just like Kevin Smith.
That came from Jeff the Spider.
Right. Well, that was our reason.
I don't remember. That's
Oh,
interesting.
you spread it to Kevin Smith like a disease.
What?
Well, good job, Kabuki.
That's fantastic. It's the Jeff's Kiss. If he only knew.
It's in the Urban Dictionary now, too.
No.
I'm going to go look it up later, Kabuki. You better not be lying
If
to me.
Kabuki's fooling with us, that's it. This looks beautiful. It might be a good game to play with my girlfriend. Yes. So this is going to be, that's actually, Roberto, that's a fantastic idea, is sharing this game with other people. It's going to be easy enough that everybody's going to be able to play it. It's going to be challenging enough for gamers because you're going to have different ways to collect those, to get those different victory points and stuff like that for your set collection, which is going to make the game really interesting as you're playing it. And it's going to be a game that you're going to introduce that has a really nice theme that you could go to your grandparents and they're probably going to want to go ahead and play the game with you because it doesn't look like it's an insane amount of just like stuff on a board, you know? So this is going to be a really good one to play with lots of different people.
Wow, Kabuki Kid really did spread it like a disease. Good job, Kabuki.
That's so cool, Kabuki.
We'll have to pop on one of his things now and be like, Jeff's Kiss.
Mwah.
That's from us.
Oh, that's so fantastic.
What? He's making t-shirts this week?
What? No. No. What?
All right, well, now it's less cool.
Oh, no.
Because now it's going to seem like
it.
we copied it. Now everyone's going to be like, you guys copied that. We need timestamps of when this happened. The first Jeff's Kiss.
When was the first? I don't even know what we were talking about. We're distracted now. Oh, my gosh. Let's see here.
That's when we find out that it really came from Petter, and Petter said it first or something, and like I just like read it, the comment.
I think it was.
Yeah, that I think you said it, and somebody was like, "Did you say Jeff's Kiss?" And then I think it kind of went from there.
I'm pretty sure that's where it went. But we were talking about Jeff the Spider, I thought, at the time.
Who knows?
I always remember relating it to Jeff the Spider, who arrived in our house and was very spooky, okay? Oh, geocaching yesterday broke you? That's terrible. Give yourself a rest, Alan.
Give
Jeez.
yourself a rest
Give
from your
yourself
hobby.
a rest from
And
from
take
your
and rest
hobby.
with this. I think this is my favorite video right here because it just look at the picture, the thumbnail.
Oh,
Mom
yes.
looks so happy for him to be teaching a game to his mom.
That was another thing. Like, whenever I was talking about how I really loved everything in here being so diverse and everything. And so I love playing games with my mom. And I miss doing my Mother's Day show where I would always play a game with her and everything because we haven't gotten to because of COVID. I hope in the future we're going to be able to do that soon. But what a fantastic way to show that you share games with the people that you love at home. Like, this is like, I don't know, it gives me the warm and fuzzies inside. It's $20.
Oh my God, are you
It looks amazing. I know. It looks amazing. I really love the fact that they really reached out to the perfect key points in the community to get the right art, to get the right design of the game, like to get the right people to go ahead and show the game off. Like, I think it'll be a really cute set collection game. And it actually kind of reminds me of like a Tussie Mussy sort of thing with like the really pretty art, and then like the fun gameplay and stuff like that. Like a game you would just have around to just play with anyone.
Word.
And the pictures are gorgeous.
I
Who
like
did the
that it's
pictures?
like $20.
And it's $20. And it's $20, everyone.
I'm a big fan of that.
So chat, are you backing this game? Doctor, are you backing this game?
I think I'm okay. I don't think I'm the target market. I think I would play it and be fine.
Okay.
But even like Arboretum with its flashy foil cards and
Ooh,
stuff.
I love Arboretum so much.
The gameplay was fine, but like the theme didn't draw me in.
There's something
about plants I just don't like, which is why I eat them every day. I do it because I want to hurt plants. When I upgrade my games, I like wood because that way I'm taking out trees. What?
What the heck, Doctor?
What?
And
plants are bad and they should feel bad for existing.
And that is why we're vegan, apparently.
To hurt plants. That's the main reason.
This is why I keep my plants in the front room locked up, everyone, okay?
It's true.
It's because of the doctor.
She has orchids in like a locked display
in a locked
thing.
cabinet. Now I know why I've locked them up.
I'll just go in there and be like, snap, take that. Yeah, I could see that. So Pedro's saying, really interested in it, but not sure if I have space with it with Point Salad, Truffle Shuffle, and Oninama for those peaceful type games. I don't super love peaceful style games, I think.
I like peaceful style games.
I say that, but there's another game that we're going to talk about later that's pretty chill that I'm actually kind of interested in that I'm pretty sure I'm going to get hate for.
Listen, here's the thing though. Whenever I share games with people and stuff like that, I share games with people that are completely different than the type of games that you share with people. So when I share games with people,
that's true.
I'm sharing games with my mom, my mother-in-law, my kid, and stuff like that, or my kids' friends and everything. And when you're showing games to people... I'm almost
always showing them to other gamers.
Yeah, to other gamers.
I very rarely play games with people that don't game on a fairly regular basis.
Right. So for me...
So I don't do the lighter ones as much.
Looking at this game, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a game I'm going to be able to share with tons of other people, whereas you're like, I'm not going to play this with anybody but maybe like my wife. So that's really important to take into account.
And I don't like playing games with my wife.
How dare you? It's really important to take into account.
If I was going to show somebody a game right now, today, it'd be Cryo, because it's like...
And Foster Meeple says, I agree, I would play this if someone had it, but I don't feel like I need to own it. And that's totally fine. Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like we have a decent amount of these types of games with the main mechanic the same. Now, I say that, but it's also not my favorite mechanic because I have probably way too many worker placement games.
Like I would love to show...
But they're always mixed with something else.
I would love to show more people Arboretum.
For spice.
Because Arboretum is this really pretty game. I feel like it's an easy game to play, but it's very hard to teach people that aren't gamers. So it's not a game that I can share with people like that.
Fair.
But it's a game that looks like I would be able to share it with lots of other people and that it would draw them in. So, I feel like this is a good substitute for something like that. And plus, I love watercolor art, so I'm in. Chat, are you backing this game? Doctor, are you backing this game?
I said no, I think. No, I think I would pass on this one. I just don't feel the need to own it. But I would play it. I wouldn't be super upset if we had it. It's just not... Once again, I was talking about games that you're excited to pull off the shelf and show to somebody.
Yeah.
This wouldn't be my first choice.
Yeah, and I think it's just going to be...
It goes more in that filler zone for me.
Yeah, who you're trying to show your games to.
And I just don't play as many filler games.
Listen,
I get bored with them.
Show your games to as many people as you want.
If I want a filler game, I'll play spades all night.
You find the right group that wants to see your game collection, and you show it to them, okay? That's how this rolls. So next up, we have... Okay. What is this one?
Oh, so many games. Ghost of Christmas, Factory Funner, and Bear Raid.
Absolutely.
I know a little something about all of these.
They totally misaligned that.
So these campaigns are always weird because I'm like, man, 3 games in one. Like, how do any of them stand out? I don't really particularly like it. But then I also understand the overall manpower or the overall people power it takes to run a Kickstarter. Mm-hmm. And if they're smaller games, you don't want to run it and make $10,000. And I know that sounds like a lot. But that might just barely cover your costs, right? So I understand why they kind of group them up, but sometimes I'm like, man, some of these stand out way more than the others.
I agree with that.
That all 3 of these are very unique in their own way because they are very different games.
I'm backing because the name is close to my family name. That's
fair. I mean, I backed 100 Tory because Tories were my unit symbol in the army, so I was like, I gotta back it. So with this one, which one do we want to talk about first? We want to talk about Christmas.
Let's just go down the line. Let's go down Christmas.
Okay.
Christmas, Factory Funner, and then Bear Raid.
So Christmas one is very unique because it's a trick-taking game, but you're going to place out, you're going to have your hand of cards, right, like you would with spades, and you're going to put out a card here in the past, the present, and the future.
Do you always hold your hand of cards like this?
Well, I usually have my hands like this, but I was trying to do it for the camera, right? So when you play this game, though, so you play out your 3 cards, right? Past, present, future. When you do that, if you win the past, that very first book, right, if you take that very first trick, you set the suit for the next series. So if you win it with, say, I'm going to use common card terms. If you win it with a spade, then spades are going to be the next leading suit. So it's very interesting because you have to plan to not only win like that first one, but then have the second one win if you want your third one to win. And it's kind of unique in that. It's not just playing one card, like I'm trying to win this one trick. You're trying to win that first trick, which could trigger you to win the second trick, which could trigger you to win the third trick. And if you have to guess how many books you're going to take, or how many tricks you're going to take, that's going to be really hard to do. Because if you think you're going to win with that first one, and then you fail to take that one, and then your second one doesn't win because of that, and then your third one doesn't win, you're like, I thought I'd get at least 2 books. I would get 2 tricks out of that, and you got 0 tricks. So I think that could be really interesting.
This also doubles as a tarot card reading, so you can read your past, present, and future after placing those cards. So.
Are you being serious?
No, I'm not being serious. And
I like that they
Why
took
am I being serious, Doctor?
I like that they took the Charles Dickens theme of, the Ghost of Christmas Past and everything. They rethemed it and put it on top of this game.
Okay, well, I really like whenever they combine games like this together in a group because I feel like I always find something I like, and then I can always add on things. So I feel like what they did here is they probably had a game or 2 that they were creating, and then they're like, and then we're reprinting this one. So why not just include them all together, and then you get the best bang for your buck with shipping and everything. So I really like it whenever they have all of them together like this.
I guess I like being able to look at the games on their own individual merit, which we're going to do, but when they're all in one campaign, sometimes I feel like, oh man, here's a whole bunch of like little games that were just tossed together. Both of these are reprints. Ghost of Christmas is a reprint, and Factory Funner is like a reprint.
Okay, I didn't realize Ghost was. I don't
think the third one is.
Okay. So with the Ghost one, I'm going to have to say I'm not a fan of, I like the art style and everything, but I'm not a fan of the past, present, and future and placing things down in...
Too chaotic for you, isn't it?
It's too chaotic. Too chaotic. I can't do it, everyone. I can't do this. I want to know in chat if you're interested in this game, because I thought I saw what Petter was interested in it. We had Foster the Meeple. I'd back Ghosts of Christmas for the theme alone. Is it just the theme? Because, as a strategic gamer, putting down your card and not knowing what somebody else's suit is and trying to win a trick like that, I don't feel confident in my abilities for that.
Welcome to real life,
I can't read minds, okay?
Welcome to real life.
I'm not a mind reader. I don't want to play this game. This game just turns me off to the whole idea of playing it because of that, I think.
You're wrong. You should feel bad.
I'm wrong.
I think it's interesting. I'd have to see it actually in person. So, if you were to ask me if I'm backing it right now, I'd say no. I would like to play in person to see how that actually plays out and how hard it is to guess how many tricks you're going to take when you're trying to win them off of each other.
What? You can't read minds? What am I thinking now?
Oh, that's messed up, Petter.
Thinking of the number 42.
No, Petter's probably thinking about
burritos. Beer and burritos?
Yeah, see, Petter agrees. You're wrong. So this one's interesting, but I think I would have to play this one to see how it really feels when you're doing it. But I like trick-taking games in general, so that's always fun.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. This one, I think it's just too chaotic for me on this one.
Very definitive. I like I don't know.
It's cute, though. It is cute, okay?
It's inexpensive. Isn't this the cheapest one?
This one here is 15, I believe. Yep, 15. And then the others in here are going to be 34. Oh my God, how did you read my mind, says Jim. I read the wrong mind, Jim.
You just read a mind.
Also, if you scroll all the way down, they have other components that you can get for these, and they're super cute. They have little wooden door piece, wreaths and stuff. It's super cute.
Well, I like the little quick explanation in 4 little steps of what you're doing. Actually did a really good job of telling you what the game does.
Yeah.
Even better than some preview videos do.
For real. I
didn't watch
really
a bunch of these preview videos this time because I was able to easily see, here's the basic idea of this game.
I think because they've released other campaigns like this, they've kind of got down the whole, how to put these in little compact things like in the best way for you to like the games and respond to the games.
If I'm spending
and interact with
$19 on
them.
the game, I don't need
Yeah.
a 32-page Kickstarter with 48 reviews and
Yeah.
19 previews and all this stuff.
So I think
I
they're
just
going
want
to
like
specialize in
basics, like
that.
this is how it works. I'll read the rules when I get it. I don't need the rules laid out in front of me for a $20 game.
This is the one I'm interested in because I think this is really cool. Like you go ahead and flip these tiles over and then you have to like grab one really quick and then you're like placing them out and then you're like, all right, I think I know.
How to make this work.
I know how to make this work. And then you kind of like make all this stuff and everything. Like this one seems like a strategic planning gamer game. And I have never played this game before. So
Goodbye,
I know.
Kabuki Kid.
Oh, see you later.
Jeff's kiss.
So this one for me, I'm really excited about this one in particular. And I know Ellen said that they already had this one, so they're not going to like
Old one.
rebuy it.
Right, that makes sense.
Which I thought they had
They did
changed a few things.
Well,
yeah.
so one of the things that they changed, besides like art and everything, is now they're hexes instead of squares. I guess they used to be squares.
Oh yeah,
which
that was one of the
makes
things.
a pretty big difference. But this is a kind of like one of those real-time games wherever you flip them and you got to grab them quick, and then I think it's like the first person like, I think I can make my machine work. Gets to place their stuff down and make these really unique different machines where you want like your input to go into, or your output from one machine to go into the input of another one, and you keep it going. And it seems kind of like a silly, fun thing to do, but it is a very spatial awareness style game. And it's got that real-time element of like racing to grab the tile.
Yep.
I think those two things are the things that would make it less fun for me.
Oh, come on. It's like Pipeworks, okay? It's like, it looks like Pipeworks, except, you know, as a board game because...
There was never a race in Pipeworks.
Yes, there was. No, there was a race in Pipeworks because it would start, the little goo would start, and you'd have to hurry up and start setting the pieces to like make the goo go and get connected to where it needed to go. It had a real-time aspect.
Please, when you're talking to a kid from the 80s, they're thinking about the big white pipes that you could connect together and make like cars and buildings out of that were like big pieces of PVC pipe.
No.
Pipeworks.
When I'm talking about Pipeworks, I'm talking about it was
game.
a Nintendo game. Yeah, and you had like the little goo that came out, and you'd have to rearrange and flip all these little pieces in order to make it like connect to the other spot. And I think that was called Pipeworks, right? Somebody back me up here.
It might have been, but when I think of Pipeworks, I'm thinking about the actual physical toy, which was these pipes that were about like that big around, and they would have connectors, and you could connect wheels to them, and you could like push people around in them, or you could make squares and like build the squares up into like a wall, kind of like you would with well, any type of like fort building style toy. They were really popular in like the 80s, 90s.
I don't remember those at all.
Well, your parents didn't love you as much.
Whatever.
It was
Whatever.
like, yeah, Pipe Dream is what you're thinking of.
Pipe Dream. Thank you. Yes, Pipe Dream.
So please don't ever besmirch the name of Pipeworks.
So good.
I will say Pipeworks was the one toy I tried to find for my daughter whenever they were growing up. I was like, I gotta get these Pipeworks.
Really?
Yeah, because they were so much fun. That's why I got those other ones that were like the sticks that you put into those little hex things and you can kind of build it, but they're like little thin sticks like this. Pipeworks were like pipes, like PVC pipe. So like when you built those, they actually like worked.
I'd play that Pipe Dream game today. Did I pass the bear thing? Oh my gosh. I went like way too far down. I got too excited and then like things happened.
I think if you already have Galaxy Trucker, I think that's probably a more robust game than this. I think this is going to be a little smaller. I think it could be fun, but, well, I mean, it's called Factory Funner. This one does have a lot of good reviews from people in the industry and stuff like that. I just don't think I really enjoy real-time games that much. For the most part, I just don't enjoy them. There is a variant that lets you play this not real-time, where I'm assuming you get to draft or something, but...
There we go.
Oh, I probably was playing with Goodwill toys.
Oh.
But I don't remember how that actually works. But I know that there is a variant that lets you do this where you don't have to race to pick up the tiles.
Yeah, and that's fine. If you don't want to race to pick up the tiles,
but you're talking about a real-time style game with spatial awareness is the whole point of the game.
I'm so excited about this game, everyone. I'm so excited about this game. I just want to play this so bad.
I think that makes it a pass for me.
I'm going to have to find somebody else to play this with.
I think it makes a pass. I'll play it, but I'm never excited about a game where it's just a puzzle.
Oh, all of Doctor's toys were bad Will toys. What?
Hey, I'll tell you what. Those Pipework toys that we had, we played with those a ton. And we used to make, well, it was during the time of the Jamaican Bobsled movie. So we'd make this big long one that had like 3 sets of wheels on each side. And we would have kids from the neighborhood all pushing it. Because I put pipes out the side, so we'd be pushing it all around the neighborhood and like running into trash cans and like down grassy hills, and if you went down grassy hills, the thing would be rolling, and then like the wheel would pop off, and so you'd be like, and you'd fly out of it, and that was like a game. Can you survive?
Jim says, we took the real-time piece out of rival restaurants, and it's so much more fun.
There you go.
Don't like real-time in all of my games, but in something like a Pipeworks sort of game, Funner Factories, I feel like I would be confident enough to play that as a faster real-time game. This is Bear Raid, and that is exactly what my little Glory Bear does in the kitchen late at night. She does a bear raid, but this is about those hashtag GME stocks or something like that. So.
Yeah, it is. It's about stock market, buying stocks, shorting stocks. It's market manipulation style game.
Absolutely.
But it's not a bidding game. It doesn't seem like it's like the same way, like a bidding negotiation game like Raccoon Tycoon. It doesn't feel like it's like that.
No, this is like a stock thing. So you have your little
you got dice you roll.
Yeah, that you have, and then you like go ahead and do what stocks you're going to go ahead and try to get and sell and stuff like that. And then, yeah, you roll dice, and then you have to allocate those dice to certain things. You have, like, play cards and stuff for, I guess, to change things around in the stock market and everything. And those pieces go up and down on the stock market, and then you see what you've made. So, like, if you don't want to do stuff on the Robinhood app, instead you want to play with, like, fake money, then do this instead.
That's a good way of putting it, because I would rather do that.
If you want to test out your skills in the stock market in a totally safe setting, this would be it. Okay, this would be it.
Did you have to do that assignment when you were like in 6th grade where they had you do some stock market stuff and you had to follow a stock and see like how well you did in it?
Yeah.
I did that and I did really well in it, and then I was mad that I didn't actually have money to invest.
Wow.
But then all my other friends lost their money, so you know.
Well, why aren't you like in the stock market then, Doctor?
It was one time in the 6th grade. I don't think it like covered. I don't think I still have it. Let's
try to make games that aren't real time and turn them into real time games.
Super Fantasy Brawl, the real time arena combat.
That would be
Monopoly,
really interesting.
Real time. So Monopoly real time, basically the way it is, if you want to build a hotel, it takes you 18 months. You just have to sit and wait for it to get built.
Real time Spirit Island and sand timers. You might need that because sometimes Spirit Island gets intense with what you're trying to do. Like I always feel like it's super intense. Like, what are you doing over there, Doctor?
I was stacking cryopods. You know how it is.
Let's see how my fake stocks are doing. That's right, and then you don't feel as bad, okay? So.
That's fair. But then when you win big, you're like, yeah, I want a game.
Oh, I didn't read this part here, though. This is designed by Ryan Courtney, the same mind behind other mind-bending games such as Pipeline and Curious Cargo. I haven't gotten to play Curious Cargo yet. I really want to, though. But I liked Pipeline. You did not, though.
Excuse me.
So that gives me a little bit more interest. But I'm going to say I'm in it for the one.
I think that I'm the least interested in this one. I think out of all of them, probably Factory Funner is the one I'm most interested in.
But you don't even want to get Factory Funner, you said.
Yeah, but I'm most interested in that one out of all of them.
So you're interested in none of these.
Yeah, I guess that's one way of saying it. It's not that I'm not interested in them. There's none of the games in this series is one that I feel like I have to have right now, today.
And this one time in 6th grade, DrGloryhogg almost became rich.
That's true. Real story.
The components are super cute, though. I love this Ghosts of Christmas set. It's so cute. And then, like, you have your little Factory Funner sort of board thing, your little Bear Raid tokens. Like, the tokens seem really cute.
Over the last year, I feel like I've had to become the Greg and tell her, let's try it before we buy it. Because if you notice, she's like,
we need balance. We need
so she wants
Floriferous.
Yeah. She wants this one. We're already two for two out of the games we've seen.
We already talk about, I pick all these games for a reason. Like, the final portion of this is me wanting these games. Like, this is me coming to all of you and being like, so what do we think about all these games? Because I want all these games, okay?
That's true. She's like, I will say you are the collector out of the two of us. Because I have a collector's tendency where I want to have, like, all the expansions of the game. Like, I bought a whole bunch of Marvel Champions expansions, even though I haven't even fully played through the base set yet. I keep buying more and more stuff for it. And I have to remind myself to stop. I did the same thing with Spirit Island. I played through like 2 or 3 different spirits, and then I bought like the expansion, like right away. And I'd only played it like twice at that point or something.
I think that happens to a lot of people,
you have a tendency to just want all the games because you just want to have access to any game at any time.
I like having lots of new games because I like new puzzles. I want to solve new things.
Yeah. Well, it becomes a problem because you don't... have new money, I think, is the issue.
This is you coming to us and asking us for money to buy them? Sure.
Yeah, I know. Half my vote does belong to her. That is accurate.
No, I think...
I try to be more selective because I'm the one that has to purge. And when I purge, there's always that fight, too, where she's like, oh, I don't want to. I liked it that one time. Or, oh, I think I like that one. And I'm like, we need to clear off games.
Here's the thing. So...
We've got Tainted Grail coming in. We've got Frostpunk coming in. We've got that other big Awakened Realms game, ISS Vanguard, coming in.
Here's the thing.
We've got Primal coming in. Where are we putting these? Where are we putting them? The Orchids? We're going to get rid of the Orchid cabinet? Where are these games going? Don't give me that look. Don't give me that look.
Here's the thing. So
here's the thing.
You go ahead and we pick all these games, and then we always end up having to pick out of these because we can't obviously back every... Like, if I could back all the games I wanted to, I would 100% back all the games I would wanted to, and I would play all of them. And I love it. I would love it. It would be amazing. But in the end, I'm saying these are my favorites. And then at the end of the show, it's like, this is the one I'm probably going to end up spending money on. And
that's true.
As far as the way we back things and stuff like that, we're not like some people on the internet that have like, we've backed 1,000 games and everything. No. I mean, I think we're at, I don't know. I think we may be at, I'm not even going to say.
Probably 350?
At least.
Yeah.
But
I don't think there's like any dollar pledges in there.
I feel like
less than 10.
Those are the games that we have actually backed, okay? It's not like we've just, like, those are the games that we're usually receiving, okay?
And that's not a comment anybody who backs for $1 because that's super supportive to a company, especially if you're a bigger name where, whoa, I just threw pieces. If you're a bigger name where people see that you back stuff and they all get the email and then they all go look at it and back it. So that's really important to Kickstarter and GameFound in general.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, most of ours are ones that we've self-funded.
Hello, Peter.
It gets a little crazy.
Kat has the same problem I have, says Alan. Yes. And if I made a ton of money, I would totally back everything, okay?
All right, hold on. I need to stop and read this pro-life tip. No husband is ever happier after making a detailed point to his wife. I agree. I agree.
Eric is a very smart man.
I don't feel better about
smart
this.
Man.
Trying to make a detailed point about the games. I don't feel better. I feel like it might have made the rest of my Friday worse.
It may have made the rest of your Friday worse.
It's true.
Come join the not a compound. We'll make the gaming compound, okay? And then all of you will be really excited that we backed all the games, okay?
I haven't heard of Mr. Bellin or Mr. Ballin. I don't know what it is.
Okay, so I'm down for Funner Factory. Chat, which game are you interested in backing on this?
That's the one I am most interested in.
In backing all
of them?
Yeah. And
is Funner Factory.
Funner Factory seems like it matches up with, like, I know Z Garcia's taste in games and a lot of games that he likes.
I think, too.
I do like as well. Yeah, that's right. Suzanne.
Rado.
I'm not as
Rado is one of those people that...
Rado's really excited about games. He likes a lot of games.
Right, and he only really covers the games he likes. There's very few times where he covers a game where he doesn't like it.
He likes a lot of games.
So if you see him say that I like it, well, that's why he's covered it in the first place.
I don't think he has, like, a distinct taste, though, in, like, Well, I don't think he has, like, a certain style of game that he likes. He just likes games, you know? So, like, he'll like good games.
Okay, so Derek Funkhauser's kind of like that, too, where
his
just opinion on games is mostly like, yeah, I like them.
Right. But he's also a game designer, too. So, of course, he likes them because he wants to go in there and see what all the different games are doing.
That's
like, I mean, different games for different people. Garbage. Z. Wow. Oh, gosh. All right. So, next up we have Doomlings. Now, before all of you are like, why are we talking about Doomlings? Doomlings is a game that you're going to see at...
Well, they hope.
Family parties, probably. This is not a family game, probably. No, this is a family game. Maybe it's a family game. This is a family game.
All right, you ready? Let me talk about Doomlings, please.
Okay, go ahead.
So I selected Doomlings because, one, it's doing well.
Okay.
And two, if you like Evolution or Oceans, but you want it to be a little bit nicer, right? Because the thing about Oceans is you're, like, eating other people's stuff and everything. This one does not have that as much. It might have some take that, but for the most part, the take that comes from the events. It's a game where you're going to have a handful of cards. You've got your little Doomling. You are racing to have, like, the most, like, unique, basically, population of Doomlings before the end of the world. So it's kind of like Evolution all the way throughout history, right? So you're going to start off with nothing. You're going to say, okay, I'm going to give this one fangs. I'm going to give this one cold-blooded. I'm going to have this and that. It's an easier concept than evolution, though, where you have
much
a
easier.
specific, like this specific group has this, which means that they can attack this. I feel like this is a nicer version and an easier to play version of evolution, where if you like the idea of evolution and building all the different groups and kind of mixing and matching things, where you kind of make a story out of your group, I think you'll really enjoy this game. I like this game, and I know she doesn't, and I know, yeah, look at that face. I know she's going to feel this way. I feel like this is one that, if it as a lighter type of filler game, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to be like, I'm going to make these cold-blooded apex predators, and something's going to happen where it's going to be like Ice Age, and all the cold-blooded animals die, and I'm going to be like, no, and I'm going to lose some cards, and I'm going to spend my next turn trying to build it up again, and then eventually enough catastrophes will happen where the end of the game is triggered, and then we all look at it and we count up our points and see whose group did the best. It is definitely an entry weight style game, though. I think that's probably what throws you off of it, but I kind of like that. This is my version of Floriferous. This is my sit back and chill, talk, be eating, kind of playing your little game thing. Random stuff's going to happen to you that might affect you, might affect other people, might affect everyone. It might be worse for you than for me. But I think those random cards are really kind of a thing that you won't like. And I think that although there is comboing, it's not as combo-y as like a Wingspan or some of the other like engine building games where there's specific combos built into it. So it's kind of more about just building like this unique tableau in front of yourself without them all 100% interacting with each other and then trying to survive all the different random events. And that's, I think, what kills it for you is the random events.
So, Alan says, why are we talking about Doomlings? And this is really, really important. Games like these are games that are gateway games for people, or sometimes people who are not as interested in games will just stagnate at this particular level, where they'll play something that's funny, they'll play something that's easy to get into, and share with a big group of people at a family event, and that's kind of where they want it to stay. So it's actually good to have games like this in your collection if you are taking games to family events and stuff and playing with a bunch of people that you might not know are a bunch of gamers and everything. Like getting a bunch of people to play a game like Floriferous or this game is probably going to be a little bit more funny, and it's actually going to probably attract more people, whereas the other game you're probably going to introduce more to like that's not a game I'm probably going to take to a party. That's a game I'm going to share with my loved ones. This is a game I would take to a party, if that makes sense.
Right, it kind of falls probably closer to like that Here to Slay on some of the unicorns, exploding kittens thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What I like about this one, the reason why I selected this one is I really like the game Evolution, but no one will play it with me because it gets mean. And you start doing things where you start attacking other players, stuff like that, so it gets upsetting. This one doesn't really have that. It is 100% just play out your cards, try to pick the best point combos and combinations you can. I like that there's like 150 cards and they're all unique. So like it's impossible for us to have the same thing, where in a lot of other games like Evolution, you can also be an Apex Predator with this, and I can be an Apex Predator with this. They are kind of different. It is a lighter game, definitely. I don't think that's necessarily bad though. If you like these style of games, I think that's totally fine, and I kind of like it. I don't want the $100 pledge or whatever. There's a $25 pledge, which gives me 150 unique cards. I would 100% back this for $25 for just a casual game. This would be a great one to play with my kid, where we're not going to get mad at each other, but we get to do fun, silly things together. It's a great one to play with my brother, because sometimes me and my brother get very competitive because we're brothers. We grew up together. We played games together, so we get super competitive. I think this one's fine. I would play this with our more casual gamer friends, like when we used to do the bigger parties and stuff with our RPG friends and stuff like that. Oh my God, my cryopods.
I will not do it. I will not do it, no.
So I'm interested in it. I think the random events, though, is the part that really will make it unfun for you. But I like the idea of building up my gene pool and trying to build up like my little civilization of Doomlings and try to score the most points at the end of the game.
Battle Cry says, isn't there already an Evolution game? And yes, there is. And also Petter saying, yeah, I overlooked this game as well, Alan. Granted, I overlooked Factory Funner, Ghost of Christmas, and the Bear game as well. You overlooked a lot of stuff this week, Petter.
Well, Factory Funner, Ghost of Christmas, and Bear game, that's one campaign.
Right, but I'm saying...
So you overlooked 2 of the campaigns. But that's the point of the show, though, is to bring stuff to you. This is doing remarkably well. It was over 300,000 when I think I first added it to it. And I've actually been watching this one since the first week it's out. It's been on my list of games. I just wanted to see if it would do well or not, to see how popular it got. it does definitely fall into like that lighter game thing. But I think, Petter, you do big group things. I think this might actually be something that everybody would kind of enjoy. I think this is a easier to get into and less take that version of a game like Evolution. And it's cute. And I think that's going to sell. I think it's going to sell just fine because of that.
It is.
And it would do fine, like you said, in a Target, Walmart, big box store. I think it would do well there because if you can get this for $25, $30.
If people are playing Cards Against Humanity, they're going to be playing this game. Like, it's right along those lines. I'm not going to be playing this game, though. I don't want to play this game.
I know. See, well, I would play this.
Yeah, I would not play this game.
I would at least give it a shot to see how well all the different cards react with each other. Because I know there are certain things you want to do, like where you're like, if I have this card and I play this card and I have this card in my hand, then I can play this one for free type of situation, which I like, but...
I just want everybody to realize that I don't like fun games. So if you're interested in having fun games to the table, don't come to me for that, okay? That's why I don't want to play this game.
Which is too bad, because I know for a fact that you liked Oceans, but you didn't like the fact that my apex predator whales with tentacles kept coming over in there and ripping all the fish off of you.
Nobody likes tentacles ripping fish off of you. That's just how that works.
So I feel like this one is, like I said, just like a nicer version of an Evolution style game, which is a little bit easier to get into.
I'm tired of playing Pandemic. Me too, Alan. Me too. I don't want to play Pandemic anymore.
I honestly think I would play this more than some of the other lighter games that we've talked about recently that fall into like the same type of category.
You heard it here first. Gloryhound doesn't like fun. That's right.
See, which is interesting about this one, besides the random cards that you flip out, this one is way more strategic than some of the other games. But since you flip out random events, I think that's a deal breaker for you. Because I know how mad you got when we played Unfair, and it was like, destroy all alien landing pods, and you lost like 3 or 4 different things. And I was like, oh, I didn't lose anything. I was happy.
I like things that you can plan for. You know, I don't like I randomly lost the game for no good reason.
I think that makes this cute though. Like, I played a bunch of these types of apps too, like on my phone, where you had like little clay people and you'd build them up and you teach them how to hunt and reading, writing, and build up, and then all of a sudden it'd be like, rah, the hand would come down and smash them, and you're like, no, my island! And you go to your backup island and you'd be like, I gotta build this up now. I think it's cute. I think I would actually play this one more than I'd play something like Here to Slay or something.
Okay. All right.
Because Here to Slay was an RPG focused one that you have to sell to people. I think I could sit down and play this with almost anybody.
So chat, would you back this game? Doctor?
I would, for $25.
I'm going to have to pass on this one.
Oh, wait, look how cute it is.
It is cute.
Some of these are mythic ones. You have to get the next level up to get the dinosaurs and stuff like that. But 150 unique cards, $20 or so, or $25. I think it actually would probably play just fine if you're willing to play a light game for the night. Okay. And we have friends that would love this. I told you, I don't like
having fun with my friends.
She always wants to push her friends.
I don't want to have fun with my friends.
We have friends that would really enjoy this because they like to be able to talk and eat and chat during the game. And she always pushes them towards, like, let's play Blood Rage.
There's no talking
and they're like,
while gaming.
They get super mad about it.
Not like that. You don't talk about stuff that's happening while you're gaming. You talk about gaming when you're gaming. That's what gaming is about. You talk about games and you game.
I think the player count's pretty high, Petter. I think it's like
I think it's 2 to 6.
2 to 6, yeah. So I think that's like... Is that the reason why Greg left? Which is actually funny because Greg goes either heavy Euro or super light games. It seems like. Like Greg has Greg plays a lot of lighter 2-player games that like I just won't touch. I'm like, I'm good.
Listen, my perfect gaming experience is just to go to somebody's house.
With a calculator, a pencil, and a pad of paper.
That's right. And then you sit down at their table.
You math out a logic puzzle.
Teach you games one after another, like in a row, and you learn those games. You play them.
And then you never play them again.
And then you talk about if you liked the game or not, and then you leave and you go, thank you, and maybe you have a snack, maybe. Where
my perfect game night would have been similar to when I had for my birthday. I went over to a buddy's house. We played Rising Sun. We played it for like 4 or 5 hours. That was longer than I wanted to, but we were laughing, we were joking, we ate cake, we were drinking. We had a great time.
No, you eat before you game.
It took the whole night, but I mean, if I'm playing Magic the Gathering, yes, I want everyone to eat first.
You eat before you game, and then you go there just for gaming, okay? Okay. A calculus board game would be fun, says Edgar.
They're out there, right? Trust me.
The first rule of gaming is you only talk about gaming. That's what happens. That's what stays at the table, and you only talk about gaming.
See, like this one would be great for like when we see my mom and brother again, because like my brother would play it, his wife would play it, my mom would play it, our kid would play it, we could play it. Like I feel like
oh gosh, Petter's hooked now. Petter's hooked. You can eat while you game. That's the rules. Right. How dare you, Petter?
So yeah, if you could tell, we have different gaming styles sometimes.
Oh, gosh.
I prefer more in-depth games, but I lean midweight probably to heavy, where she leans heavy to midweight. And that makes a big difference because she'd prefer to play a heavy game and she'll dabble in midweight. I prefer to play a medium game and I'll dabble in heavyweight, but she stays away from lightweight for the most part.
That's very true. Now, Petter, you
Unless
can
it's a puzzle game, then she's fine.
Doritos or Cheetos with your board games. You just have to have chopsticks. That's all you got to do. You eat them with chopsticks, okay?
Eating game.
We have dinner and then a game and then a snack, says Battle Cry. So you sandwich your game in between two delicious things.
I'm fine if
That's
everyone's
fair.
See, I'm fine if everyone's
Andrew
eating at the table playing a game like this. Now, if everybody was at the table playing Dwellings of Eldervale and trying to eat with like pizza and everything, I'd be like, all right, guys, back off.
This is the legacy game I want. I want a legacy game about candy that you actually eat.
You just want candy then. Just get candy.
No, I want it to be a legacy game about candy that you eat, okay?
You buy a $15 copy of Candyland. You put candies on each row. Every time you land on one, you take the candy, you eat it.
No.
And then afterwards, you just burn the board.
It's too simple of a game. I need a heavy Euro weight game that's about candy that I eat, and it's a legacy game, okay?
Now, I agree with Edgar. I don't want to have a game night where it's like an hour of games and the rest of the time is eating. But I don't mind playing a game while we're eating, for sure.
Chat, what's your eating to game ratio? I mean,
it's got to be more game than eating,
Zero
for sure.
eating and then 100% game ratio is mine, so.
The only time I get to be a real stickler like that is if we're doing like a Magic the Gathering draft and then like you end up not getting to play the 3 rounds because people are just taking forever picking their cards and everything. I'm just like, oh my God, let's just play.
You want the chocolate version of Catan. What? I could have picked it up recently. What? There's a chocolate version of Catan?
I'm sure there is.
Oh my gosh, do you eat it?
Oh, there's everything of Catan.
Oh my goodness.
Everything of Catan.
Moving on, we have our Game Found game.
We try to do one every couple months.
They're on game. Oh wait, do they have like the little video? Come on, video pop up.
Did you already back it? That's why you don't get the video.
Boom, video.
Now, first off, I want to say watch this video for one part only. And I'm not making fun of his accent or nationality. When this man says his name, he says it so fast, there's no way I would be able to figure that over the phone. If I call, I was like, hello, sir, my name is, and I would like to offer you this. And he's like, oh, my name is, I'd be like, what? Say it again. What? He says his name so fast, there's no way I know how to say his name. I thought, oh, I'm finally going to learn how to pronounce his name correctly. Nope, I did not. I did not learn anything. It is crazy. Watch it.
We have start dinner at 4 p.m. right away and then game until 10 p.m. or later. It's a very strict schedule, okay?
The only thing that makes me mad is when people like will be in the middle of gaming and they want to go and order food or go get food then. And we got to take a break to go get the food. That's annoying, but you know, it is what it is.
And the ratios are excellent. This is very, very good.
Alan's like, you're allowed to have 2 pretzel sticks and 1 cube of cheese during the game, and that's it. So proportion them wisely. So Robinson Crusoe, right? It's a game.
That's your thing. And that's all. Thanks for everybody showing up today.
Robinson Crusoe. Okay, so we own Robinson Crusoe.
It's on our
shelf of
opportunity.
Here's the reason why I own it, though. I was at a board game store that was consolidating. So they were closing one of their shops, right? So they're having basically a going out of business / moving type sale thing, right? And so the game was used. So it was like half priced. And then since they were having a going out of business or whatever you want to call that, moving sale, it was like another like percentage off. I think it ended up being like 70 or 80% off. I got the game for like 25, 30 bucks. It was really cheap. But here's the thing. When you get a game for 25, 30 bucks and you get it specifically because it's on sale and because you've heard good reviews about it, how excited are you to actually learn it? And that's why it's been on my shelf for so long, because I didn't go out of my way to research it, but I was just like, oh, I've heard this game is good. I know it's like in the top 20 or something like that. I'm going to get it because it's on sale. I wasn't actually looking for the game at the time. I didn't have any real reason to buy it other than I was like, oh, it's cheap and I know it's a highly rated game. I might as well get it. Same thing happened with Mage Knight. I bought that at the same time too.
Yeah.
It was used. It was cheap. I think I got both those games for like 50-ish bucks.
But we knew they had good ratings.
I knew they had good ratings. I haven't touched either one of them because I wasn't really looking for it. I got it because it was a deal specifically, and then I had heard good things about it. So I thought, oh, future me will be happy that I bought this. And I'm sure future me will be. I also bought Terra Mystica that day too, actually.
Eric says...
I haven't played any of those.
It's a game. Controversial opinions by DrGloryhogg.
So we have the Z-Man version, right? So we got the Z-Man version, which I think was the first version before Portal got the rights back or however that worked. And then they put out the second edition. And now there's this one, which has all the collector's edition stuff. So I don't even know if I like this game. I just know it's super highly rated and it's supposed to be like a really great game. And I don't know if I like it. So I don't know how I can back this.
Was that it? That was your whole thing to get to, I don't know if I can back this?
I have to play it
That was
first.
it?
Well, what do
That
you
was the whole
have?
thing.
What do you got? Let me see it. Let's see your credentials. I just wanted to talk a little bit about like how you purchase a game and how you get a game makes a difference. There's been games that we got because of BGG Con.
Yeah.
And they're given to you as part of your membership thing, right? Like as part of buying your ticket. I'm just not as excited to learn those games a lot of times. So they'll sit on the shelf longer than if I actually bought it myself.
Well,
and then buying a game on a sale, super deep sale, if it's not one that I was already looking for, it's one I just happen to be like walking around. I'm like, oh, that seems like a good price for that game. I've heard good things.
if you do want to learn the game,
colors my opinion on it and how quickly I want to learn how to play the game.
if you do want to learn the game, they actually have a little venture booklet in here that they made that's going to teach you how to play in a really easy fashion. I love that it's a booklet. Folds open, really nice, so you can just lay it down on the table, and then you have like 4 little adventures that you go through that are going to teach you how to play the game while also giving you an adventure when you play. And this is also giving you lots of scenarios. So
tons of scenarios.
if you are interested in the game, have not gotten the game, and I mean, it has a fantastic BGG rating and everything, this is a perfect place to get it because not only can you get the base game, but you can also get a ton of extra content in this. So much extra content. You can easily learn how to play with this booklet here. And then if you do have the game, you can always pick up just like the book, like here.
That's not. That book right there is a completely different. Well, that's a book of adventures. That's not the one that teaches you how to play.
Right. Right.
Okay.
I'm saying, like, if you want extra content, they have the extra content if you have the base version here.
Right. I do like that there is a collector's edition upgrade kit. It's $65 US approximately. And it gives you all the stuff from this collector's one, including a new box, the miniatures. It gives you what I really want, which is that 4-scenario tutorial like they have in Jaws of the Lion, where it teaches you the basics, then it adds another piece, then it adds another piece, then it adds another piece. I really want that more than anything else.
Well, and it looks like you can pick up, like, all the expansions and stuff here if you need to. Like, if you are halfway into this, you can pick up all the stuff that you missed out on, plus, like, extra fun stuff, right?
I'm really tempted to go with the collector's upgrade pledge because it does give you the new box, the new things, right? And it would upgrade our experience. I just think I need to, like, get it to the table or watch, like, a really detailed playthrough first to make sure it's a game I want to spend $65 on. Now, I will say, like I said, I got it for like $25, so I got a smoking deal on it, but I don't know if I want to spend an additional $65 without knowing a little bit more of the game, which I know sounds ridiculous because we back stuff all the time without knowing how it plays, but since I already have it, it makes it a weirder decision.
Like, we would just go ahead and play it and then figure out, like, if we were going to back it or not. But I feel like if you're interested in it, this is the place to get it because there's nothing worse than having a collector's edition come out and you end up really liking that game and then you can never, ever get that collector's edition ever again. I believe at the time I had wanted the Puerto Rico collector's edition. I probably wouldn't get it now because of everything
else with it, right?
Else with it, but
it was like impossible.
I really, really loved Puerto Rico, and that was like the only version that had like those amazing looking ships in it and stuff like that, and it made it so much more thematic and it was so pretty, and like there was no way in heck I was getting that game.
Yeah, it was too expensive.
Like it just wasn't gonna happen.
Container's another one that had the big ships in it and it's like super expensive to find.
Container, flippin' excellent game. I just want those stupid ships and stuff in my game because it makes the game so much more thematic as you're going through. Like, it makes it so much more fun to play. If I put the anniversary edition on the table, more people are going to come and play it as opposed to, oh, I don't want to play this game. It's just like, you know, pick up and deliver and got some marketing in it and like moving stuff around. Like, it's not as exciting to play. When you have it set up, it looks amazing. And I think that this is something that's just going to add to
The wow factor.
Yeah.
Well, this is a type of game we typically like, which is
and you're gonna be
hard,
sad if you like it, and then
this is
you don't get it.
This is a hard cooperative game that's a survival game. You're trying to survive. So it is a type of game that we typically like, which is why I bought it in the first place. I was like, oh, it's a co-op, and it's supposed to be kind of hard to win. Like, so I got it because of that. But I also just haven't played it because the learning curve did look a little bit rough. Like I said, the way I bought it didn't make me like where I felt like I needed to get to the table immediately. So yeah, I'm just still like undecided. Yeah, I like the dog. So I'm still just undecided on this one because of that. I feel like we'll probably end up doing it. I think we just need to, in the next 14 days, actually play it.
Okay. So let's see here.
So Just Show Blogs is waiting for UK shipping clarification before they decide to pledge. That's fair because shipping has been weird, especially in the UK. Absolutely.
And I know I just actually got something from Final Girl that's like, oh, now we need to do your shipping and everything. I was like, what? You guys didn't do the shipping yet? And I was confused. But yeah, that's a totally legit thing to look for that. Absolutely. That doggo looks like he can beat up Dexter, probably, but you don't know for sure.
That doggo might be able to beat me up. I don't know.
He could be the bestest boy. He could be a scared boy. You don't know.
Sure. I did actually see Roddy Smith's playthrough from like a while ago, and it was funny. I was watching it I watched for like about first 15 minutes or so of it here. I was actually watching it this morning just to kind of check it out to see if it would help me make my decision, but I didn't have time to watch the whole playthrough because it's a two-parter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really excited about this whole scenario thing.
I think the big thing is I do want the app and the tutorial that kind of teaches you how to play. I think that's the biggest thing. And this does come with actual storage insert, where the one that I have, if you want to see, is just like in here.
Okay, hold on, let me.
I mean, the one I have is just baggies in a trench. It's not exactly...
It's not even a good trench, okay, everyone? It's not even a good trench.
Like, the rule book is somehow bigger than the box, so, like, the rule book is bent because of that. It's kind of a mess. So when I opened it up, I was like, ooh, and then I put it back.
Yeah. And
I don't even know if it's complete. I might be missing pieces. I don't even know. Not to mention, the ship is still stuck. It's stuck in that Suez Canal or whatever.
Let's see here. It's probably most likely back for me, but it's not a sure thing. It needs a lot more investing for me.
Invest the for farting. Invest the farting from now on. Invest the fatting. It's not a trench. It is known as the Valley of Death.
Like I said, the biggest thing is with these collector's editions is if you do like the game or you think you're going to like the game, like you're going to be really, really, really sad if you don't get it. And here's the thing with the collector's editions as well. If you don't like it, later, when nobody can get it anywhere, you're also going to be able to resell that bad boy for, like, whatever. Like,
probably do all right with that,
yeah, you don't even got to worry about the resale value, because if this is going to be an anniversary edition and they're not going to do another one like this, then, like, you're good to go. Like, you don't got to worry about resale.
Do I need to tell you the sad, sad tale of Dwellings of Eldervale, where I was like, why don't we just get the base version of it? Because who knows how many times we're going to play it. And now I have just nothing but regrets.
And now Doctor has to make terrible monster noises whenever we play, and it's just bad. Okay?
It's bad. It's not fair to everyone who plays with me. It's just not.
It's not, okay?
Yeah, she is trying to guilt me into getting it. Always. All games. At all times, Andrew. At all times.
So what we're going to do on this one, since we actually have the game here, we're going to play it this weekend, and we're going to make our decision later.
We're going to definitely make an effort to play it this weekend.
I feel like, though, if I like the game, this is going to be 100% back for me, because I will want the game that looks amazing with all the stuff. Like, why wouldn't you want that?
Well, I agree. I just think we need to play the game. That'll be the big thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Are all of you backing this game? Oh, and there's like a whole bunch of crazy stuff with like the markers and upgrades. Just go down the upgrades. I want to see these upgrades.
If I do back this, I think I'm going to back it at that $65 US-ish pledge that gives you like the upgrade to the collector's edition. I don't know if I'll get all the extra stuff because it seems like you get so many scenarios already. I don't know if I need like a bazillion more scenarios.
I love how they have the scenarios in this too, where they have them labeled for like, here's your kids-based scenarios, here's for everyone, here's your adult scenarios, here's your horror scenario. Like, they have all of the scenarios in the little booklet, like with tabs on it and stuff I was looking at. I was like, ooh, that's nice. I like being able to open up a book and be like, I want to do a scenario for these people. Boops. And doing that. Ooh, a Lost City of Z campaign book. Heck yes. Oh my gosh. That'd be amazing. Okay, I'm already getting excited about this.
Okay,
I haven't even
stop
played
looking
the
at
game.
it. Stop looking
No,
at it.
no, I'm supposed to be looking at the components, everyone. Okay.
Stop looking at it.
I'm starting to get excited about this. Okay, I'm gonna go down.
I think that's the right idea, Edgar. I think looking at some of it, just to make sure it's a game that you want. But it is still a highly rated game, even though it came out like in 2012. So that is a good sign that it's still up there. Because a lot of games have fallen out of that top 25 or whatever it's
Very
in.
true. And it is a cooperative based game. So like
Those don't tend to, I feel like those don't do as well usually.
well, with cooperative based games, I always like playing cooperative based games with people because there's none of that like animosity there. Like I like playing co-op games with you, Doctor. Did I miss all the tokens?
I don't know. You're just scrolling
They
forever.
had like some awesome tokens in here, everyone.
Here's the thing. I do want to mention two things. I love that this campaign has the ability to upgrade to the new box and everything else,
Yeah.
right? With insert and all
So
of
if you
that.
did miss stuff, yeah.
So that's really great. That's huge because a lot of times you just have to buy the collector's edition and then try to get rid of your old copy. Good luck, right? I mean, we were just talking about that with Everdell, right? Like, I want the big box, but I don't want to have to try to get rid of my old one just to get it. So that I really like. And I like how GameFound has this setup where you can just back those add-ons like immediately. You don't have to pledge $1 and wait. You can just start backing like the things that you actually want. It's almost like you can just give them the money that you want to give them right now. You don't have to do this weird thing where you back it at $10
And then later,
3 months later you go, oh, I need to up it up $68 to get these expansions that I want because I didn't want to get the new release version of it. I hate that with the passion.
I must have
I
missed the
hate clicking on
components.
things and then having to pay for it months later.
Yeah.
So, FYI, good job.
I must have
GameFound.
missed the components, everyone. They have like these really, really nice components.
There's
in
so
them.
much stuff in this. And they've unlocked more stuff. And I like that the collector's upgrade pledge gives you like the unlocked stretch goals and all that kind of stuff. It does look like it's a really good deal. I think we just need to do a little bit more research before it's a yes. I'm leaning towards yes, though.
Petter says, what's the ratio of wins to losses for cooperative games? Wow. Petter, are you trying to say that cooperatively
so
we just do worse?
Here's how it works. Cooperative games on stream, it's like a
It's
0
bad.
to 1.
It's
bad.
bad.
We lose all the time. Off stream, where I'm able to help, we do better. We do better.
Where you're able to help? What does
Help.
that mean? What is that supposed to mean?
When I look at the board and I go, oh man, she forgot to get food. She's gonna starve. All right, is it my turn? Just not gonna mention it. It's fine. They found a way. She had internal reserves. She was able to survive that meeting.
Oh gosh. Okay. So which one is the person who doesn't own the game but not sure if you need
There is just a
it
collector's
all?
edition one that doesn't have everything in it. Then there is an all-in pledge,
Yeah.
and then there's an upgrade pledge, and then there's just the do you want the campaign book? Do you want this? Do you want this type of pledges?
And
There's a lot of pledge options.
they have the components option there where you actually have like the physical looking pieces, not just the wooden pieces, and like they're like washed and stuff. Like it looks really, really cute.
Oh,
Like,
so Petter, I like it. I guess if I had to put a number on it, I want to be able to win it at least 1 out of 3 times, if that makes sense. I'm okay if I lose more than I win, but I do want it to be available to win. Like when we played Ghost Stories, it was just like lose,
did we win that once?
lose. No, I don't think we
I
did.
thought we won it one time,
We
but
didn't
we
track
played
back
it
then.
like a lot of times.
We didn't track it back then, so I don't know.
I
It's
remember
lost to the
playing that
ether.
game so many times, and I was like,
Kept losing.
I
don't
was
wanna-
like ready to yeet that game out the door because I couldn't win it, and I know it wasn't just because like of our us working together, because we had played it enough times that we were like it became like a challenge in itself. Like we will win this game
Yeah.
one time. We kept it around just to win it like one time, and I think we won it one time, and we've never played
So
it
Eric,
again.
you're in it for a 1 to 10 win ratio. That's fair. I want a 30% chance or so that I can actually win this thing. So if I
Yeah.
play it a couple times, I'll probably win it, right? I think
Spirit Island,
That's
I think,
pretty
walks
good.
that line. It walks
Pretty
a
well.
really fine line where
I don't
it's
want
like,
it to be, I got to play it 10 times to win once. Because then
Yeah.
I'll start to get disheartened to be like, man, I can never win this thing.
but Spirit Island is really challenging. Like there are parts of that game I'm like, this is going bad. Like we're gonna die. This is not good.
The perfect
island
ratio-
is dying.
The perfect ratio is when you win and you know that you would have lost next turn.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to do. That's the perfect balance where you're like,
You got to get a
we
balance.
barely, through some shenanigans, we were able to pull this out. If not, we would have lost next round.
But I love games like that. They're so exciting to play. Like they're so
Well,
freaking
remember when
exciting
we played
to play.
Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, that very last campaign? It was
Yes.
like we were going to die because you were dead,
Yeah.
I think, or knocked out. And I was going to be knocked out unless we won that last turn. And then we were able to use like some rusty compass or something to like get there. And
it was like one thing. And same with the Reichbusters games and stuff like that. There was a lot of those. We like barely inched it out.
Throw a grenade into the room,
we're like,
get out of there situations.
And then we like ran out the door sort of thing. Like, there's only so much you could do. Right, my win ratio for say bye to the villains 0 to 15 to 20 losses. Holy cow. So you'll do 15 to 20 losses before you're just like,
now, the real question is if you've done 15 to 20-ish losses, right? Wow. If you beat it once, are you then done? Because you're like, whoo, finally beat it, I'm good. Or do you keep going back to it? Because that is tough. Like, Slay the Spire, you can get away with that because they're so fast. If you lose that many times, you're like, oh, okay. But with a game that's going to be an hour-plus game, like more like 2 hours, maybe 3, there's no way I want to lose that many times in a row.
Like, Kingdom Rush is, you lose, but it's exciting.
Right, because you're always like, oh, I could have if I would have done this.
Yeah.
And to be fair, we haven't always lost it either. We've done better.
Yeah, but as long as you have, like, the illusion of going to win, like, the entire game, then the game is good.
I like the illusion of trickle-down economics. It makes me feel better about myself. That if somebody above me in the company makes more money, that they might give me more money. It hasn't happened yet in the last 40 years, but one day it'll happen.
We got our burritos. What do you want to spend your burrito on this week? We have Floriferous, Factory Funner, Bear Raid, Ghosts of Christmas, Doomlings, and Robinson Crusoe Collector's Edition. What do we got? Chat. Out of all those games, which one would you back?
So if I can only back one off the information I have right now.
Only one based off of the information that you have right now, everyone.
Doomlings, don't get mad at me. I love you.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. No.
Doomlings.
No.
I know for a fact if Doomlings came into the mail right now today, I would be playing it by the end of the night.
With who?
With the kid.
Yeah.
And apparently not you. If Doomlings showed up today, I could have it on my table and playing it the same day. The same day. I don't have to watch a tutorial. I don't do any of that. I can just play it. It's nice to have a game like that sometimes.
Off of not playing Robinson Crusoe yet, I'm going to say Factory Funner for sure. Because I'm like 100% in on Factory Funner. Like, it sounds exactly like my type of game. I really want to play.
But I think Robinson Crusoe will really be determined by us playing it.
I think so. If I really like Robinson Crusoe,
we'll do that, and we'll probably just want back the other two.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Edgar says Floriferous. That's a good choice. That's a good one. Especially if you like all of the other games in their series. You know it's going to be a masterpiece. Petter says, I backed Robinson Crusoe. That's it for me.
Yeah, let's not even talk about the Tainted Grail that Petter talked me into buying yesterday.
Yeah, Doctor. Petter's a bad influence on you.
Petter is a bad influence. Kick him off of Discord. Sorry, Petter, you're off of Discord. To be fair, though, he did private message me that too. He was like, hey, this is available. And I was like, oh, really?
I want a co-op game to have a chance to beat us, not a cakewalk if you game the game.
That's why you want it to be a 1 to 3-ish, like a 1 to, you know, you win 1 out of 3.
Yeah.
Then you know, like, there's a good chance you're going to lose. And so then when you win, you're like, yes, we did it. You don't want it to be where you win every single time. Yeah. You're like, oh, I always beat this game.
The 3 games I can think of just off the top of my head is Spirit Island Ghost Stories, which was just gruesome trying to do that one, and then Kingdom Rush. I don't feel like any of those are like an easy, like super easy win.
No, we don't have any co-ops that are like an easy win. I think, I know people say that Pandemic is super hard.
It's not super hard. Pandemic's not
the
super
regular
hard.
one?
Yeah, the regular.
To be fair, she takes notes, so we like know which cards are most likely to pop up.
Don't
and stuff
tell
like that.
people I take notes.
She writes them down. She's like, this city was put in there, this city was put in there. So we know, like, oh, a pandemic happens and we're about to flip out new cards. We know, okay, this card's in there, this card's in there, this card's in there. So we know that we need to make sure that we take cubes off of those specific places. Yeah. It helps a lot.
Yeah.
Helps a lot in that game. Who would have known? Good note taking helps so much in a game like Pandemic.
I'm a scientist, okay? I take notes. Okay? To do science things, so I remember.
Is not a game you just try to sit and demo.
Everyone should take notes, says Eric, right?
Fair. You don't need to take notes in Doomlings, just saying.
Let's see here. Spirit Island played PAX U in 2018, but God, that it was not a game you sit and demo. Ooh, okay, so how so like on that? I don't know how exactly, like, am I losing some translation stuff?
No,
like, because it was so good, you're like, oh my gosh, like, or it was so long.
You can't just sit down and demo that game. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in. When you're in a crowded convention hall and someone's trying to teach you the game, because they try to teach you the game in like 10 minutes, and you're like, cool. Cool. I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, so Petter
That's a
says
little bit
pandemic
much.
isn't super hard, but we play on hard mode where we try and eradicate all the diseases and not just cure them.
Yeah, I thought that was an actual rule at first.
I always try to do that, like, because, yeah.
Well, remember when we first started playing, before Pandemic Legacy came out, we thought you had to actually eradicate all of them. Then Pandemic Legacy came out, and we were like, oh, we just have to cure these? Oh, that's easy.
Massive darkness can smack you hard if you line things up just right. Ouch. Oh.
So we played season 1 and season 2 of Pandemic Legacy, and for the most part, it was probably like more like a 3-to-1 ratio, where we'd win 3 and then we'd lose 1. We'd win 3, then we'd lose 1.
I feel like season 2 though, we won more, like way more. It was easier to win, I feel like, in season 2. Or I don't know if it's just because we had all the practice. Okay, hold on. No.
We also played season 2, but
season
together.
2 was us together, and so it just went faster and easier.
We played
season 1
4 sit-down sessions.
Yeah.
Because we played it a Saturday, Sunday, and then we played it the next Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
So that helped.
Season 1, we played with a group of people.
We played it over a 13-month period of time.
Yes. So it was like actually going through pandemic.
Yeah. And it was 4 players, so there's a lot more.
Because it was like one game a month or something, or 2 games a month maybe.
Yeah. It just took a really long time.
Which, yeah, it was a long time. It was a long time to play.
See, Petter figured it out too. Whenever he was playing Pandemic Legacy, like, oh, I'm doing this wrong.
I love that. Whenever you like are playing a game, and you're like, I've been playing this completely wrong.
I usually find that out on stream.
Yeah. When somebody's like, you should be doing, and then we're like, what?
I'm not going to lie to you. The first time we played Cryo, I played 2 of those cards that she had way differently, and then she read them out loud, and I was like, oh, that's different than what I was doing when we played it the first time. Like, there were rules that we messed up the first time we played it.
That's why we go ahead and play it.
Before?
We try to play it before, and then we go ahead and do that.
We've
Yeah.
always played it before. There's never been a time where we played a game live where we haven't played it beforehand.
No, yeah, we always play it before, but I'm saying, like, we always try to get out all those kinks and everything first.
Try to, yes.
Yeah. It doesn't always work, though. Sometimes we do miss things. We're still humans.
You just get so excited that Peter is in the chat and you just mess up dwellings and you forget you're supposed to dwell during that game. That happens. I was so excited that he was in chat. I was like, oh, wow, he's in chat. This is so cool.
Yay!
I don't remember how to play anymore.
Oh, God.
It was like my 4th or 5th time playing, too. I'm like, I forgot how to play. Oh, God.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe. Ring that bell for whenever we go live, because then you'll be notified and you'll be able to come and chat with us. Also, if you're going to be backing games on GameFound or Kickstarter today, give us a thumbs up. And that helps us like get noticed by everybody else. That'd make a super awesome contribution for us to give us a thumbs up. And what else we got going on?
We really appreciate when everybody, likes or shares our posts on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff.
It's super awesome. We really appreciate it.
I don't know what we have coming up for next week. It'll really kind of depend.
Disco party. I still feel like we need to do like a poll or something of some sort. I also have on Patreon, I put up the Magna Roma preview video. If you are interested in seeing that, you can check out our Patreon. And I will be posting other pictures that were not posted on social media of Red Rising. And I think I'm going to continue doing that in the future so I can create more Patreon-specific content for all of you people supporting our Kickstarter show out there. We really appreciate that.
The show is 100% sponsored by the people.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to...
For the people. 100. Even Petter.
Here's the thing for the show. I didn't want to go ahead and have a game company sponsor this show at all, because I don't feel like that's particularly fair to our content for the show. And so I'm just going to keep it a Patreon sponsored show. Like I'm not going to look for anybody else for the show.
Because anytime they've approached us about it, it's like, well, I don't want to add, but then I feel like I have to cover their game whenever it's on Kickstarter or
I don't want to add that to the show because I want this to be our honest opinions, honest comments. I want everybody to be able to speak freely in here. Like that's how I want this show to be. So it is sponsored by all of you, and it's going to stay that way. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And Nosferatu, hello and goodbye, because we're going. It's late. Sorry. We will see all of you later. Thank you so much for joining us today. Bye.